You're welcome to the second episode of the Street Photography Challenge, and in this episode I will be walking around a pretty boring location and try to make an interesting image out of it. So the location I'll be photographing is the Bonifacio Global City, also known as the BGC. To be fair, this is actually a pretty lively place, especially during the weekends and after work hours, because this place is home to a lot of malls, restaurants, and people just wanna hang out in here. But today, everyone's busy working in their offices, and perhaps because of the pandemic too, people would just rather stay home than walk around and take some photographs. As usual, I'll be shooting with my Fuji X-T3, my 16 and 50mm lenses. Alright, let's start. Notice this guy wearing all blue sandwiched by this massive dark gray wall. Those are two plain elements, but combined I thought they complement each other very well. Picture lang. Pakita ko na rin sa inyo. Ganda kasi. After a couple of shots, I figured I'd look for minimal colors and scenes that aren't so busy. And I saw this guy pushing a cart. It was the color of his jumpsuit that actually caught my attention. The cart was an added bonus to make the boring background more interesting. Took another shot as a safety shot, and this time he was looking right back at me. I decided to change the lens to my 50mm manual lens. This is equivalent to a 7-5mm telephoto lens. I felt that this will help me achieve the type of image I want to capture. I did switch back to my 16mm lens as I started not liking the very narrow focal length. I waited for a couple of minutes in front of this red door, hoping someone to walk by, and I'm glad I did, as this guy with a red bag that I obviously did not offer money in exchange of staging a photograph. Then just to my right, I saw this guy about to cross the street, and I instinctively took an image. Not really sure what I'm gonna get. I guess I already have a picture at the back of my head, and I guess it turned out quite alright. Check out that white arrow and the Nike swoosh. Yeah, I should be famous right after this episode. Saw this guy sitting on some rocks eating sandwich for lunch. It reminded me of a typical movie scene where a hardworking father who only wants to eat his sandwich, but a certain good-looking stranger decides to photograph him and post his image on the internet. Then I saw this Starbucks that had been closed down, perhaps because of the pandemic. I thought the yellow caution tape made the scene quite interesting. Honestly, I'm not sure what I'm gonna get when I took this image. All I knew was the road and the net above the street make up some interesting lines. I got lucky when these two ladies crossed the street in a very similar way. They even have matching clothes. I initially wanted to capture the man wearing the same yellow shirt on my right, but the mural and the lone guy caught my attention. The lines made by the parking lots and the building helps complete the image too. I also love how the colors are very minimal and toned down. Here it's pretty obvious what I'm trying to achieve. Aside from hoping he drops something valuable that I can take, I was trying to create a relationship between the white crossing lines and his white shirt. decided to turn around to take another look. Perhaps this time he does drop his wallet, but he didn't. I saw this ray of light running across and hitting the portalet. Not the best subject, but took the shot anyways. I waited a little bit and then finally someone walked by to use the portalet. Not really the most ideal way to be photographed, but took the shot anyways. There's two guys sitting at the curb. I wanted to make it look like their heads are popping out of the bushes. I switched back to my 50mm lens and I thought I'd give it another try. I came across these kids doing tricks with their scooters. Like any normal kid would do, they approached me, a complete stranger holding a camera in the middle of the day. They asked to be photographed eventually. Obviously, this isn't street photography anymore, but it was a good icebreaker after walking for quite a while now already.
Thank you.
This is probably the busiest photograph I took that day. There were people coming into the frame and I thought it's a good chance to capture a layered photograph. Although I wish I could have gotten closer and shot it in landscape. Here's what I meant by it. What do you say? So another pocket of light casting an interesting shadow of a tree. I decided to wait until someone walks by. Here's the part where my idea of what is interesting is questionable. In my defense, that thing is moving. Stayed for a few minutes in this spot to catch the light and shadows. Here's another one from the same spot. Again, it would be nice if I was closer. This is around 4 in the afternoon and at this hour the shadows are getting longer. And as you can see here, there are shadows casted, including myself, on the ground and almost the same pattern as the shop glass panels. Honestly, I'm not really liking the scene I'm getting until I got this shot. Alright, that's it for this challenge. Even though there was not a lot of action and I came in at a pretty boring hour, it was still very enjoyable for me. And besides, that's the point of the challenge anyway. Alright, see you in the next episode. Peace.